First, you have to install the add-on. So you go to add-ons, install, and then you pick this one, Instant Collection Toolbox, install add-on, and you check the box. The add-on will be put in the tool, and right here you will have all the tools. So what is an instance collection? An instance collection is like a box where you have a package of your collection. You have two kinds of instance collection. The first one, which is the most known, is a link. When you are using a link, you are searching for a collection, and then if you have instance collection which is checked, it will make an empty with a collection packed under. So here is an instance collection, and you can see in instancing collection here. You can see that it's linked, but if you want, you can make some instance collection inside your own file. For example, if I take root underscore Suzanne, this will go here, and then if I put Suzanne inside a monkey, and then if I make add collection instance, I can make this one. And as you can see, this is an instance collection, which is also an empty and a collection under. The main difference is that this is from an outside file and this is from your main file. So if I put a cube inside, you will see that it's here. The instance collection is very powerful because you can take it and duplicate it as many times as you want. And if you make any change inside, all the collection will follow. The first tool we will see is the rename selection from its data. For instance, here we have 3 objects with each a mesh under it, which is here. So, as you can see, you can change the name of the mesh with no consequences of the object. And so it can be the same here. First, sometimes you want to have this name taken by the object. Why? Because, for example, if I take those elements and I put the object data, we'll see that all the 3 objects are now a sphere. So if I change, they are linked. But you can see that those are all names. So if you want to change that, you just have to select your objects and click on rename selection from its data. And you will take the data name and change the object name, which is pretty useful because you always know what is the right object under it. It works for the meshes, but it also works for the instance collection. For example, here we have 2 different collections under it. And if I put this and I make instance collection, I will have on my outliner cube linked and sphere, but under cube link I will have sphere. So if you select it, you make rename and you know that your instance collection is right and you have the proper data under it. But you can also select meshes and instance collection together and it will work properly. The second tool is set selection center from selection. So if you have 2 different assets, which are this kind of asset and this one, and they are in collection and you want to duplicate them, You just have to make add collection instance, this one, and then add collection instance, this one. And you will see that if you select that and you say, okay, they are here, just to know that there are different. Here are our collections, and here are our collection instance. So right here, we have the collection instance, but the center of the collection is here. You can see that in when you are clicking on an object under collection, you can see that there is the center. If you want to change that, you can use the cursor and you can change it and say set offset from cursor, and you will see that your pivot point will change, or you can change it like this. But if you want something more automatic, you will just have to select all your elements and say set collection center from selection. And you will see that right here we have our cube, and it will take the center of the cube, which is the only object, and then we'll have this center we will be taking from the center of the two objects. If you add a monkey under the collision sphere, I will hide them, and this one as well, and you want this to be the center, you just click here, you see that it will take the center of that, and then your cap sphere, this will be in the center of what you want. The third tool we'll see is something which is called convert mesh to instance collection. If you have like 3 meshes that have different transform, and you want to keep those transformation but to convert it into this beautiful asset, you will have to change that to convert it into some instance collection. So you will click on that, and then it will make a collection instance from each of it, and then select it, and then instance collection, and it will keep all the transform and everything in instance now. The last function we will see is the randomize select elements. First, you have to select some instance collection and create a bank from that. So just click it and you will have this bank. Then you can go to your scene and see, hey, I have all these elements which are placed and I want them to change from my bank. So just have to select that and click randomize selected element, and we will take elements from the bank and randomly change and see. Just have to see what you want. And right here we have some meshes, and that's the function where you can convert meshes to instance collection. You can click on that and then select and randomize and have more elements if you want to. Obviously, if you want to add different elements in this one or change, you just have to change that or select again and click create update, and it will update from what you want. And then you select, you randomize, and if you want just to change that, you can change that, etc.